If you love bolo videos, I have got you covered. In this video, I'm going to be diving into 28 activewear and outdoor clothing brands to be selling for big profits. Hey there, my name is Lee Meyer. I'm the founder of Listing of Freedom and the empoweredreseller.com, and I'm on a mission to help 1,000 resellers make $100,000 in the next 12 months. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. My name is Lee Meyer. I've made well over $100,000 flipping used goods on sites like eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari as a part-time reseller. And now I'm on a mission to help you hit that $100,000 mark for yourself and do it this year without the hustle and in part-time hours. To help you out, I've got some free gifts for you, including my brands list as well as a $100,000 reseller challenge. You're gonna find the link to get both of these freebies down here in the description below this video. And in that free challenge, I give you everything you need to get on that path to making $100,000 this year for yourself. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. All right, I'm at my computer ready to roll. I've got 28 activewear and outdoor clothing brands all pulled up for you here. Now, everything that I'm going to be sharing with you, what you're going to be seeing on the screen is in pre-owned condition, and there are no price filters on. So what you see is what you get. And the first brand I have for you is one of my favorites when it comes to this category, and this is Patagonia. For this brand, almost all items are going to be worth your time. Even these lightweight capelline, a lot of resellers do miss these capelline shirts. They're very lightweight. Those will sell for right around that $20 mark, depending on how much you can get them for. If you're shopping, say the bins, they don't cost very much if you're paying by weight. Got a skirt there for $25. The biggest ticket items, of course, are going to be their jackets, such as this jacket there that went for $90, a fleece that went for $68, and anything that you can find that has down. So this is a goose down vest there. That one sold for $80. And here's another fleece one that went for $45. That is a pullover. If you haven't seen what the Patagonia tag looks like, I've got this here for you, and that is that tag there. And they do make a lot of organic cotton things, so keep an eye out for those because those do fetch a little bit of extra money. The next brand I have for you is Rob. Now, if I say any of these wrong, please let me know in the comments, but it goes to show that you do not have to know how to pronounce any of these brands to be able to make really good money off of them. So this brand is actually spelled R-A-B, and they do make items that fall into this activewear category. I do see an Orvis one that's pulling up here. That should not be there. You can actually go ahead and sort there. So I'm going to go ahead and just clean that up a little bit for you. And so here's a jacket that's $135. That one went for but look out for other things like this, like the gloves. Those can be a really good seller. We got another jacket there that went for $80. A button-up shirt, men's flannel, that went for $28. Another jacket there that went for $140, one for $229. And then this is what that tag looks like. On the outside of the item, you're going to see a symbol like that with the little waves, red and blue. And then that inside tag looks something like that. Next brand I have is On. Now, this is a brand that makes primarily running shoes. I believe they do make a few other clothing items, but what they're known for is really their running shoes. And that's what people are really after. And there's a really good following with these shoes. And you can see the prices that these are going for. There's a lot of shoes that are selling for around that $70 mark, $75, $70 here. And again, these are all in pre-owned condition, so they are all used. There's going to be some that sell for a little bit less, and that's usually just because of the wear that is on them, but people are still paying, $30, $35 for even shoes that have quite a bit of wear on them. And then this is what that See if I can zoom in on that. They have that symbol on the outside of all of their shoes, and that's the way to be able to recognize this. This is an up-and-coming brand that is taking the world by storm, I feel like. It's popping up everywhere. Next brand is Athleta, and this is a little bit surprising brand just because it's under that umbrella of the company that owns Gap and Banana Republic, which aren't necessarily the best sellers. But the Athleta line, their activewear line, does really well. This is more of an athleisure, actually. A lot of these can be worn, outside of the gym. They're going to have other items that aren't necessarily just for activewear. And you can see some of the prices here. Here's a jacket. That one went for $35. That little shirt went for $28. Got a pair of pants here. That one went for $50. Another pair of pants here for $38. You do want to be a little bit careful with this. For example, that tank top there, that one only went for $10. So go for those higher ticket items like jackets, coats, hoodies. And you should be pretty safe with this brand. And then if you have not seen the Athleta tag, that is what it looks like. It has this little star/flower design, and that'll be on the outside of most items as well. If you're enjoying this video so far, go ahead and give it a thumbs up to let me know that you'd like to see more Bolo content headed your way. And while you're at it, make sure that you check out my Big Money Brands complete library that goes into nearly 800 brands that are selling for, on average, $20 and higher, complete with all of the tag photos, so you have those right at your fingertips, and done for you research as well as pro tips. The next brand is a Japanese brand that is called Snow Peak, and it can be found here in the US if you are a US seller. This is a luxury brand, so the prices on these are going to tend to be on the very high side. Got a couple of jackets here that went for $95, but a lot of their items are selling for quite a bit more than that. For example, the jacket here, this one went for $329, another jacket that went for $139. And you're seeing some other items pop in here. For example, these gloves, those went for $25 for those gloves. And then let me zoom in on that tag for you so you can see what that looks like. So it does say Japan fabric with the red dot there for Japan, and then Snow Peak. Next brand is Chaco. Of course, this is a footwear brand that makes outdoor style sandals. They're most known for their sandals, but they do make other types of footwear like boots. This pair went for $35, another pair here that went for $33, another pair that went for $52 there for those boots. But this is kind of what their sandal style looks like. Here's a pair of sandals that went for $50 with that kind of tapestry black and white pattern on that. $25, $35, that's pretty typical for those style of sandals. And then that is what the Chaco symbol logo looks like on items that will also be on the bottom of shoes as well. Next brand is Arc'teryx. This is another brand that can fetch a lot of money depending on the items. There's a jacket here. This one went for $129, another one for $99. But even the t-shirts, polo shirts are doing pretty well. Got a fleece pullover here. That one went for $89. I got another jacket here. That one went for $300. Pair of pants for $69. Here's one of those polos. That one went for $39. So don't overlook those smaller items with this brand. And then this is what that Arc'teryx tag logo looks like. That symbol looks like. It's actually some sort of dinosaur is kind of what I read about that. And then that'll be on the outside of most of their items. That'll be on the chest of jackets and shirts. And then that is what the tag looks like. That is on the inside. Next brand is Smartwool. This is one of my favorite brands to come across, and I do find that a lot of resellers pass this one over because these items can be on the small side compared to, say, a jacket. They can be easy to get lost at the bottom of bins if you're searching through bins and shopping that sort of way. So, for example, this a base layer here. This one sold for $33 for that. We got another one here that sold for $40, another one for $40. So the prices on these are pretty good. And what this brand is known for is their washable wool items. Got a graphic tee here. This is probably a little bit more unusual style for this brand. That one went for $29, but they do have a lot of base layer type of items, shirts and pants. And you can see the prices that those are selling for is pretty good just for a basic shirt. And the best way to be able to spot this brand is with that little man with the lines around his head. I think it means he's smart for Smartwool. And then on the inside, that's what that's going to look like. And that can be worn off because it's printed right on the fabric. It can be worn off on a lot of items. So that can be some of the reason why resellers do pass this one over. But if you see this, if you see that little man, that is Smartwool, and that should be some pretty good money for you. The next brand is North Face. Now, be careful with this brand because a lot of these items can be a little bit oversaturated. The North Face has become a really well-known brand among resellers. And so I find that a lot of resellers snatch it up. They'll snatch up pretty much anything and then try and sell it. And not everything is going to be worth your time just because of that saturation. So a good example here is this jacket. That one went for, only $10, probably not worth it if you're having to invest, say, $5. But if you've got something like this goose down vest, that's probably going to be more worth your time. That one went for $45. Got a fleece here. This one went for $30, and size really does matter with this one. So that one was an extra large. Got this color block jacket. That one went for $28. But some decent prices still on some of their items. You do need to be pretty careful with that. That puffer jacket, that one was $75 for a kid's item. They do make shoes. Those can sell for a decent amount. That one went for $35 there for those pair of shoes. And then if you haven't seen the North Face tag, there's a few different varieties out there, but that's the general symbol. And usually this tag, I can't see that it says it, but most items will say if they're for men or women, which is helpful when it comes to listing the items. Next brand is a shoe brand by the name of Salomon, and they are going for a fairly decent amount, around $30 to $50 for their shoes. They do make some other items such as vests and jackets, other clothing items besides just shoes, but they're mostly known for their shoes. And the example here, these pair of boots, those went for $50. Hiking pair of shoes there, those went for a little over $30. Another pair here that went for $45. But they are this kind of hiking look to their shoes. Got another pair of hiking boots there. Those ones went for $90. And then I believe I have this tag pulled up on a jacket because it's a little bit easier to see, but you'll find the same on those shoes. On the outside, it will have that brand name of Salomon. Next brand is Fjallraven, and this is a pretty trendy brand when it comes to their bags, but they do also sell quite a bit of clothing items, like actual clothing items of shirts, pants, coats. And so I got a pair of pants here. Those ones went for $45. Those are actually long johns. Another pair of pants there that went for $30. A jacket here, a pullover fleece, that one went for $66. A down jacket, that one went for $73. And a parka there, $215. And then of course their bags, which are probably the most recognizable. Got another parka jacket there, that one went for $330. Another bag there. So look for this brand, not just for bags, but for clothing items as well. And then that is what that looks like on clothing items. Their bags can be duplicated. There are a lot of duplicates out there, I think is what I'm trying to say. So be careful with the bags. The clothing doesn't have that problem quite so much. Those are a little bit maybe harder to duplicate, but look for that tag with that fox on it. Next is Cotopaxi. And this is a brand that's really easy to recognize from the outside, from maybe far away, because they are known for their bright colors and color blocking. And you can see how colorful these items are. And these jackets, the vests, they're all selling for a really good amount. So this one sold for $159, got another one there for $100, got another jacket here for $95. Again, notice all of that color blocking. And that is probably the best way to be able to spot this brand. And then up close, looking at the tag, they do have this little llama or alpaca on it, and then Cotopaxi. Next brand is Helly Hansen, and this is a brand that's mostly known for their winter wear, snowboarding gear, skiing gear, jacket here. So $38 for that ski coat, snow jacket, whatever you want to call it. I got another parka there with that fur trim, went for $75. I am noticing a lot from other countries. So if you are watching this video from another country, this may be a good brand for you to find. This is another parka. That one went for $120, but this is a brand that you're going to want to be careful with with the items that you're sourcing, because they're not all going to be selling for gobs of money. For example, that t-shirt there, that one went for $14 for that base layer. So be careful with this brand, but they do have some pretty valuable items that you might be interested in flipping. And then there is that Helly Hansen sign, HH, and it kind of has a slash through it. Next brand is Teva, and this brand is known for their footwear, shoes, as well as sandals. Sandals are one of their probably more popular items, but they do make other shoes. So here's a pair of boots. That one went for $43. A pair of tennis shoes, that went for $35. And they do have that strappy style shoe. I'm noticing this one here went for 99 cents. So that was probably a mistake putting that on bid, unless it was in really bad condition. Here's a pair of sandals that went for $44. And boots there that went for $22, another pair of sandals for $30. So some decent amounts on their shoes. And then this is what that Teva tag looks like. I did pull this off of a pair of shorts, and it does have that hand and then the name Teva. And I believe I have actually a pair of boots here to show you as well, because those will be on that hand and then the name will be on their shoes as well. So that's kind of what it looks like on those. And next brand is Marmot. This is another really great brand that seems to be out there, relatively common to come across, not maybe super common, but not super rare either. Down jacket here, this one went for $62. Again, anything that you can find with goose down is going to be worth more money. Another jacket here for $40, $68. So some pretty good prices on these that I'm seeing. Got another raincoat here. That one went for $23. Another jacket there for $67. A women's flannel one, that one went for $18, pair of pants for $40, a vest for $25. And then this is what Marmot looks like on that tag. Let me see if I can zoom in on that a little bit better for you there. Next brand is Columbia. This is a brand that you're going to want to be careful with, because like North Face, this one can be a little bit saturated and there can be items that people just don't want, or there's not, a big demand for it. But there's other items where there is a really good demand. This shooting vest is shooting shirt is actually a really good example of that, where it's specific to a certain activity, it's specific to hunting. And so a hunter is looking for this. That one went for $30. If it weren't, for a specific activity, it's not going to sell for that much. Got a pair of snow pants here. That's another item specific or activity specific item. That one went for $28. Another pair of snow pants there for $30. But notice that some of the selling prices are a little bit on the lower side. For example, those shorts that went for $14. So it may not always be worth your investment or your time, but there are, certain items. For example, here's a PFG. This is probably one of my more favorite ones, more common ones that I come across for fishing. And it is a double XL. That one went for $30. And some of their fleece I would stay away from. For example, that one went for only $6, and it will depend on the size. If you come across a fleece and it's a women's 3XL, then it's probably going to be worth your time. You got a jacket there. That one went for $30. And then if you haven't seen Columbia, that is what that looks like with that little symbol. That'll be on the outside of their shoes if you happen to come across shoes or snow boots. That is a really easy way to spot this brand. Next brand is Vuori. This is an up and coming brand that is kind of, again, another one kind of like On that is taking the world by storm. It's popping up more and more. I'm seeing more and more people wear this. And the prices on these are pretty good. So in used condition, the pants are going for around $40 a piece. Shirts, this polo went for $32 for a men's polo. Got another pair of pants there that went for $50, another pair there for $52, some shorts there for $40. So some pretty good prices with this. And the fastest way to be able to spot this is actually on the outside of items. You'll notice, see if I can zoom in on that a little bit for you. You'll notice this kind of funny looking V, and that is for this brand. It's usually by the pockets or somewhere higher up on items. And then the tag, what it looks like is actually here. It's kind of this long ribbon, black, and then the letters in a gray color, light gray color. Next brand is Hoka One One. This is another brand that's become really popular over the last few years, and specifically for walking and running. And a lot of people are wearing it just for their everyday casual, going to running errands shoes. I'm seeing a lot of people wearing this out and about. And these are selling for, pretty good amounts. So the pair here went for $89. Again, these are all in used condition. Got a pair here for $42. And it is going to depend on the style. It's going to depend on a lot of different factors. So make sure that you're looking up comps before you go and make any purchases on these to resell. Here's a pair here that went for $40, another pair for $50. So some pretty good prices there. And then what the brand label looks like, it has actually a seagull through the O, and that is what it looks like there. Let me see if I can make that just a smidge bigger for you. Yep, there you go. Next brand is Black Diamond. Now, you're going to want to be careful with this brand because there are items that sell for on the lower side, but there's a lot of items that are selling for quite a bit. So a good example right here, this one's on the lower side. That jacket went for $17, but we got a jacket over here that went for $75. So what you're going to want to look for is newer styles. An older style like that is why this jacket didn't sell for as much as say this one. This one is more new. That one went for $75. Got another jacket over here that went for $17. Some of their soft shell jackets you probably want to stay away from. This one went for $15.99 plus free shipping. But if it's more than just that soft shell jacket, it is probably worth it. For example, this one here, that one went for $65. Got another jacket here. That one went for almost $50. And then this is what the Black Diamond tag looks like. That one happens to be printed, but they do make tags that are not printed sewn into the seam. Next brand is Gramicci. This is a retro inspired brand, and a lot of the look of these items is that older look. For example, these have a drawstring kind of belt across the waist, giving it that cinched look that's a little bit older looking style. This one went for $30. We got a pair of pants here that went for $35. Got a jacket here. That one went for $115. You see the prices on these are pretty good. Pair of corduroy pants that went for $95. Even just this t-shirt went for $24. And this is what the Gramicci tag looks like. This can be really hard to read, really easy to miss, but you can barely make it out there. It is black on black. And on the material tag, it's going to be a little bit easier to read. So if you find that, you can actually read it there. The next brand that I've got for you is Prana. This is one of my favorite brands, especially when it comes to their men's items. And their button-up shirts, for example, they're selling right around $20 for most of their button-up flannel shirts. $22, $20 there. And then they've also got sweaters like this for women that are selling for a decent amount, $25-ish. Got another sweater here for $35. But mostly I like to go for their men's items for the most part. Got a dress here. That's actually not a bad one there. That one went for $35. And then this is what that Prana tag looks like. I'm actually noticing a jacket here before I switch over. That one went for $30. And then this is what that Prana tag looks like. I'm going to see if I can zoom in a little bit on this for you, if my computer will cooperate. But that is what that Prana symbol looks like. And that'll be on the outside of some of their items, an easy way to be able to spot that. And then that's what the tag looks like on the inside. The next brand is Outdoor Research. Now, most of these items are selling for a decent amount. There's going to be some items that you're probably going to want to stay away from, but for the most part, this is a fairly solid brand, not huge amounts of money, but still fairly decent. So a vest here that went for $40, a jacket over here that went for $45, another vest that went for $35, jacket there for $30, another vest, that one went for $30. Got a coat there. That is a down coat and it is a 2XL size. That one went for $130. And then if you haven't seen Outdoor Research tag before, they will put this on the symbol, the OR, on the outside of a lot of their items on the chest of jackets. And it'll say OR, this is Outdoor Research. Next brand is Merrell. And this is a really big footwear brand. And these are selling for in most cases, a decent amount. They're going to see some items. This is a kid's pair. That's why that only went for $5. But most of these items are, going for $20 to $50 for their shoes. We got a pair here for $55. Another pair there for $25. A pair of sandals there. That one went for $23. A pair of Leather boots. This one went for $125. That's or $119 there, but most of them are going to be right around that $30 mark. And then this is what that Merrell symbol looks like. The M's, if you see that on the outside of items, that is most likely Merrell. There are a couple other brands that do have an M that's very similar, but that is the brand name there in all capital letters. Next brand is called Alo Yoga. Again, I may not be saying this one right. If you know how to say it, let me know in the comments. This brand can have a pretty decent amount considering these are just, yoga pants or leggings. A pair here that went for 22, some sweatpants there that went for 30, got another pair of sweatpants for $50 there, another pair for $25. So some decent amounts on these. We got another pair for $60 there for those. Another white leggings. Those one went for $35. So go for their leggings, as well as things like this cropped sweatshirt. That one went for $45. I got another crop sweatshirt here. That one went for $40. Got a Sherpa jacket. That's actually pretty nice. That one went for $145. So of course, jackets, coats, those are going to be bigger ticket items. Another sweatshirt there for $35. And then this is what that tag looks like on items. It'll just say Alo. And then next brand I have got is Mountain Hardwear. And this is a fairly common brand to come across with a decent selling price for the most part. Got a jacket here. That one went for $85. A women's zip up that went for $33. Not everything's going to be, probably worth your time. For example, the polo there, that went for $14. But if you can come across something like that coat, $95, that's probably going to be worth your time, maybe even investing $10 or $15 into that if you're going to be flipping that. Got another jacket here for $150. So some pretty good prices when it comes to this brand. Again, not everything's going to be that much money. That fleece there went for $17. Got a hooded shirt here with UPF protection. That one went for $29. And then this is what that Mountain Hardwear tag looks like. And it'll have this little nut on the outside of a lot of their items. And that can be a good way to spot that from far away for this brand. The next brand is Keen. And this is another one of those footwear brands that's made for the outdoors, made for hiking, made for water. And with this brand, I actually do want to show you this. I'm going to flip over to this picture really quick. When you come across shoes that have this little triangle, it's a little bit hard to see here. There's a triangle with an exclamation mark. That just means that it's waterproof. It'll say something like that on here. So right here, it says Keen Dry, or it may say waterproof. So as you're looking through items, as you're sourcing, or as you're looking through comps, if you see that on items, that means that it is waterproof, and people will usually pay a little bit more for those items. So got a pair here, and I'm noticing that it has that waterproof symbol on it. So those went for $45. Another pair here, hiking boots, those went for $40. So they do really have that hiking style, but they do also have these water shoes. That one only went for $10, but a lot of times those can sell for a little bit more. So a good example right there of those water sandals. Those went for a little over $30 there for those. Got a pair of snow boots there. Those went for $50. Another pair of sandals went for $26 there. And then do I have, okay, this is a little bit better of what the Keen symbol looks like. It does kind of have that rounded look to it. Next brand is Lululemon. I couldn't do an activewear list without including this brand. This brand is pretty well known when it comes to the resale world, but there are items that you're going to want to stay away from. You're going to want to go after newer items. And the way to be able to tell that, I actually do have a video I will link to up here where I go through how to tell the age of your item, as well as find what style name that is, which is really important when you're listing items. But a lot of their items do sell for a lot. Just know that there are other items that aren't going to sell for as much. For example, the pair of pants here, that one only went for $9, but we have another pair over here that went for $59. So it does really depend on the style, even things like the color. So you're going to want to do that research with that video that I linked to up here, and make sure that you're looking up comps before you make any sort of investment in Lululemon items. I got another good example of a jacket here. That one went for $112 there. This skirt that went for almost $40. So some fairly decent prices on these, but again, not everything sells for this much. $13 there for that. But other than that, most of these are selling for a decent amount. I got a pair of leggings here. That's probably a little bit more unusual color. I'm guessing lip gloss pink it's called. That one went for $47 for that. And then if you have not seen the Lululemon tag, that's what it's going to look like on the outside of items. There will be that little symbol. On the inside, that is what the tag looks like, but most of their items are made with what is called a rip tag, and they're meant to be ripped out just because nobody wants that long thing hanging in there. And then some of their size dots will look like that. And again, I go through all of that in that video of how to read those, how to find out those style names, and be able to list your items so people can find them. And the next brand is Burton. And this is a brand that's really geared around skiing and snowboarding. And these items what you're going to be looking for is mostly their jackets as well as their snow pants. So this jacket, that snow jacket there, that one went for $54. Got another snowboarding jacket there. That one went for another $50. Let me see if I can find some pants in here, some snow pants in here. The snow pants can sell for quite a bit. Sometimes they're selling for over $100. We got a pair here for $40, for $38, and it does depend on what style that is, what kind of material they're made out of when it comes to those pants. And then a couple different tags here that I have for you. This is one version of their tag with this arrow that kind of wraps around. And then the other newer version for this climate controlled comfort. This one actually has that mountain on it. And this is Burton AK. This is the line that I was thinking of with those snow pants that do sell for more money. And their jackets are selling for quite a bit more for this line as well. For example, this one here sold for $300 and it does have Gore-Tex. That is why this line is selling for a little bit more. So this one, a best offer was accepted, but you can see it was listed for $150. Got snow bibs there. That one went for $228. Another Burton AK, those went for $90. And I have found these in the Goodwill bins, so they are out there, but they're going to be a little bit more rare to come across. If you found this video helpful, consider subscribing to the channel because I've got lots more amazing reseller content headed your way. And if you haven't yet signed up for that $100,000 reseller challenge, make sure you do that now. Thanks for watching and see you soon.